Good morning. Our first issue is hike in MSP by the Government of India. MSP minimum support price, this is announced every year before the cropping season. As the Kharif season is going to start, the central government has announced the MSPs. MSP minimum support price is calculated by Committee on Agricultural Costs and Prices. This is under Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare. This is a technical committee. It takes into account various parameters and calculates MSP for various agricultural products. And finally, decision is taken by Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. The purpose of MSME is 1. To provide remunerative prices to the farmers, 2. To correct the demand and supply by giving more MSP to a particular agricultural product. It supplies more because farmers tend to produce more. Then crop diversification. Recently, in this policy, the Agriculture Ministry has said that wheat rice system to oil seeds and pulses system, we need to move in this direction. That's why oil seeds and pulses were given higher MSP. Nutri-rich cereals, to this also government has given hike in MSP. Overall, MSP policy promotes food security plus farmers' welfare. Recently, in the last 6 months, if we observe, farmer protests are continuing with regard to many demands. One of them is statutory recognition to the MSP. Even after announcing this MSP hike, farmers are demanding for statutory recognition of MSP because as of now in the current system, MSP benefits are given to only very few farmers. Next issue is central deputation of officers. All India services, that is IAS, IPS, and Indian Forest Service. These all India services, the personnel are recruited by the center through UPSC and they work in the state. And they work with the center only through deputation. For a deputation, state government's consent is needed. Deputation list will be sent, that means interested candidates list will be sent to the center. Based on the requirement, they will filter out. But recently, according to DOPT, deputation requests are very less. States are not sending the names of the service candidates. In general, a state can nominate less than 40% of its cadre strength to the deputation. But many states, including UP, Bihar, and others, they have very less names suggested for deputation. And one important point that we should remember is concurrence of the officer is needed when he or she is posted as on deputation. Next issue is UNGA President elect. He has given the interview. In that, 3 points are highlighted. 1. Vaccine nationalism is not good. Vaccine nationalism means every country taking care of its own needs, ignoring the others' needs. That's called vaccine nationalism. So, in this context, no one is safe until everyone is safe. That means if others are not taking vaccine, it might impact in the future even if we take the vaccine. In that context, vaccine equity is needed. That means reduction of gaps between rich and poor, developed and developing countries, community and community, that is needed. And UN, at the center of United Nations General Assembly, human rights protection is there. In that context, in this interview, he has said that under his presidency, he and his entire UNGA is going to focus on human rights, and majorly this one, vaccine and vaccine distribution, is going to be his policy. Next issue is child adoption related issues. Recently, data of orphan children, especially COVID orphan children, it was placed in the social media. Supreme Court has said that this is not good because this can lead to child trafficking. Anytime adoption in India, adoption rules are guided under Juvenile Justice Act 2015. And adoption should be through Central Adoption Resources Authority. They maintain all the details of the children. Based on that, they see all the options, whether the child is in a right condition, what is the situation of the interested parents. So all these conditions are tested beforehand by the Central Adoption Resources Authority, and then adoption process would be completed. Recently, these data leakages, these should be addressed. There is a case study. After 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, many countries have said that South Asian children need to be adopted. But in many cases, it has led to child trafficking. So we should keep that in mind, and government should make policies to address this child trafficking issue in the name of adoption. And there is this problem also. In the name of this orphan children, many people are raising the funds for their own benefit. That should also be taken care of. Next issue is global minimum taxation. Now we are in the era of globalization. Many MNCs, multinational companies are operating. Supply chains are distributed across the countries. And these companies are operating in many tax jurisdictions. It is said that on an average, annually, $240 billion of tax loss is happening because of base erosion and profit shifting. Base erosion, profit shifting means certain companies, especially bigger MNCs, they are routing their investments through tax havens where tax rates are less. That way, the developed countries and developing countries, they are losing the tax. That's called base erosion, profit shifting. In this way, India is also losing $100 billion of tax every year. In this context, recently G7 countries, they have agreed for every country should have a minimum limit. 15% can be that. They discussed on that. And next month, there are discussions with OECD and G20 countries on the same issue. This can be said as a progressive thing which will benefit many of the countries, because wherever revenues are generated, their taxes should be paid, yes or no? So revenue generation should be proportionate to the tax payment. That's the philosophy of this entire discussion. Next issue is judicial justice delivery. Recently, Supreme Court's E-Committee has discussed about E-Court's Phase 3 program. Under this, Supreme Court's committee has mentioned that streamlining the judicial processes, reduction of pendency of cases, helping the litigants, these should be kept in mind while designing the E-Courts project. And this document, E-Courts Phase 3 document, which is released by E-Courts Committee of Supreme Court, it has highlighted about ecosystem approach. Ecosystem approach means entire criminal justice system should be operated. All the agencies involved, including police, investigating authority, judiciary, they should collate information at one place. That's how streamlining of judicial process, whatever goals mentioned over here, they can be achieved. In this context, data security and data privacy, they need to be kept in mind. Very important. Data privacy and data security need to be kept in mind. With regard to litigants, with regard to accused, all these data will be placed under this project. So that should be protected. Next issue is new apps and privacy. Many new apps are coming up. Some audio messaging or many kinds of apps are coming up. These apps, they bring in technology, they bring in innovation, so they need to be encouraged. But then privacy concerns, data security concerns, these also need to be taken into account. India, we don't have data protection and privacy laws as of now. So we want to bring in this. We have this committee called B.N. Sri Krishna Committee who have recommended for data protection bill that need to be passed, and data systems. And now this era is data era. Data protection and data privacy needs to be given primacy. Next issue is United States, USA has passed innovation bill. The official name is Industrial Policy Bill 2021. USA Senate has passed it. It is going to spend $170 billion on innovation under this particular policy. $170 billion. As we know, China is fast moving forward with regard to technology and innovation. USA's strength is this only, technology and innovation. That's its strength. Now China is fast moving forward. That's why to pace up with China, and as we know, 21st century is innovation century. To fast forward its growth and economic might, USA is willing to spend this much, and it has proposed this particular policy. This is important for us also, India. India also should realize that without innovation, without proper funding in innovation, we are not going to develop as a innovative economy. So for the future economy, we have to spend more on innovation. Next issue is CCMB, Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology. it has identified a new enzyme which it called as LDTF enzyme in E. coli bacteria. This enzyme is said to maintain the stability and integrity of the cell wall, because of which many of the bacteria, they this particular enzyme and this cell wall integrity protects the bacteria from the environmental stress. If we observe in the nature, bacteria are the most hardy microorganisms or entire organisms which can take the environmental stress. They can stay in the highly saline environment, they can stay in the acidic environment, almost all kinds of environments bacteria can adopt because of such enzymes. Next issue is spectrum allocation to railways. Railways was recently allocated 5 megahertz out of 700 megahertz premium band spectrum, and this has been approved by the cabinet. This particular spectrum helps the railways to go for long-term evolution based mobile train radio communication on its all routes. It provides seamless communication. It provides for IoT based remote monitoring where each train, is it passing. So all kinds of data can be monitored through this. Thank you very much. All the very best.